Good morning everyone. So class, in this session, the second class or after your summer break, we are going to start with grammar. In the grammar, we have to start the chapter number 1, that is sentences. Okay. So first you should know what is a sentence. Everyone knows the definition of the sentence, in which you include a sentence is consists of a group of words that make complete sense. It is generally considered as the most important definition of a sentence. But I think it is not enough. It is not well satisfied enough to make you satisfied, I think. So our sentences consist, in your book is also given, consists of a group of words that makes complete sense. But do you feel that this definition doesn't give you the example of the sentence? It doesn't give you the exact features of the sentence. So it is not only, it gives you only a simple language of the sentence, how you will define a sentence. Okay, so there is a difference between the sentence and the statement. Statement is like, there is a made sentence, that is called statement. Okay, so here I am going to tell you about what is a sentence. A sentence consists of a group of words that make complete sense. अब इसका क्या मतलब है, इसके बारे में थोड़ा डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. पहली चीज तो ये कि हमें क्या बताया गया कि सेंटेंस जो है वो ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड्स है. अगर हम कुछ वर्ड्स को ग्रुप में रख देते हैं तो उसे हम सेंटेंस नहीं कह सकते. क्यों? क्योंकि उसका अगर कोई मतलब नहीं निकलेगा तो हम उसे सेंटेंस में नहीं रखेंगे. जैसे कि हम एक एग्जांपल देते हैं. अगर हम ये लिखते हैं ग्रास काउ ईट्स, this is the group of the words. Is it a sentence, class?
No, ma'am.
Why?
No, ma'am.
Yes, because we don't get the meaning of this group of the words. Grass, cow, eat. It doesn't make any sense. If we unscramble these words each other, so then we'll get cow eats grass. Now you will get a sentence. Is it a sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is not a sentence and this is a sentence. First thing you get to know about that what is a sentence? Sentence is a group of words that makes sense. It means has to have a meaning. Okay. Next is, now it is not the complete study of the sentence. Now we move further about the features of a sentence. Yes. First thing we came to know about that the sentence is the thing in which we include words, and that should be in a perfect sequence, and the sequence should be quite correct. Okay. Okay. So class, I was telling about the sentence and the group of words that makes sense. Now the next point I am going to describe about what are the main features of the sentence. Features, it means what are the main parts of the sentence and why the sentence use them, and what is the main importance of those parts of the sentence. Okay. The first thing that it has a verb. It has a verb. Look, if any sentence doesn't have any verb, that means the sentence is incomplete. Let me give you one example. If in this sentence I just remove this word, can you complete this sentence? No. Am I right? Yes. So it means that if without verb we cannot complete a sentence. Let me give you one more example. Like in this sentence also, this sentence it also has a verb. Look, it has. Has is a verb. Okay. So in this sentence there is also a verb. That's why this is a sentence. Next, one more example I'll give you. This is a bag. Look, in this one what is the verb? In this sentence what is the verb, class? Yes. This. Yes. Yes. So this is the verb which helps this sentence to be completed. So now you have understood that in the sentence it should have a verb. Without verb sentence cannot be said completed. Okay, next it begins with a capital letter. Second feature we came to know about, whenever we write some sentence it always starts with the capital letter. Like this is a bag and I am going to school. So why the first word or first alphabet is always written in the capital letter. That is called a sentence. Next feature. Third feature is the word is a sentence are written in a proper order. Look, class, let me give you one important point about the English, Sanskrit and Hindi. There is a quite difference between Hindi, English and Sanskrit. Look, English and Hindi both matters about the sequence of the words. But in Sanskrit, there is no matter of the sequence. Look, let me give you one example. Have you listened the mantra of Ganesh, Lord Ganesha? वक्रतुंड महाकाय. अगर आप इसमें से किसी भी वर्ड को ऊपर या नीचे कर देते हैं तो उस पूरे पद या उसका कोई भी मतलब नहीं बदलेगा. लेकिन अगर आप इंग्लिश में एक भी वर्ड को आगे या पीछे कर देते हैं तो उस सेंटेंस की पूरी मीनिंग ही चेंज हो जाएगी. तो इसलिए सेंटेंस का सीक्वेंस बहुत मैटर करता है. जैसे मैं आपको एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ. अगर मैं इस वर्ड में एम को पीछे कर दूं, यहाँ पर कर दूं और टू को यहाँ कर दूं तो क्या ये सही हो जाएगा? जैसे कि मैं कहूँ आई टू एम स्कूल गोइंग. Will it be good? No. So there must be a proper order. There must be a proper order. And what is the general order of the sentence? The general order of the sentence is subject plus verb and plus object. This is the common and general order of the sentence. Okay. Next part is it has a subject and a predicate. Okay. Next point, that it has a subject and a predicate. Do you know what is a subject and what is a predicate? Look, wherever the subject is in the sentence, the first part it means generally who is the noun, who is the doer in the sentence, that will be the subject, and rest part of the sentence will be called predicate. Okay. Did you understand? Let me give you one example. If I say Ram wants to help the poor. Okay, in this one, Ram is the doer, Ram is the noun, Ram is the doer. In this sentence, he will be the subject. He will be the subject. And rest of the part will be called predicate. Next is a sentence ends with either a full stop, a question mark or an exclamation mark. The last and the least part of the subject of the sentence is it always ends with a point. That is called what? That is called full stop.
Full stop.
Or it could be ended with a question mark. It could be ended with a question mark.
And question mark.
Yes. And third thing, it could be ended with exclamatory mark. Okay, do you know what is exclamatory mark, children? What is? Kindly tell me. Any one of you, kindly tell me. Who is going to tell me? Kindly raise your hand. Okay, Priyanka, tell beta.
Ma'am, exclamation mark tells us about some feelings or about the feelings that we want to say.
No, you can't say. Listen to me. The exclamatory mark is used to tell about the utter feelings, utter enjoy or utter emotion. Utter, why I am using the word utter. Utter, it means when the emotion comes with your mouth. When the emotion comes with your mouth. Look, if somebody is crying, that will not seem and you will not understand that he is crying. If he says, "Woo," if he makes the noise, then you will feel and it will seem that in the sentence somebody is crying. If the sentence is written that we have won, wait. If we write the sentence, we have won the match. Okay. Or I lost my car keys. In both of these sentences, do you feel that somebody is giving you any emotion? Do you?
Yes, ma'am.
No, not at all. It's looking like a simple statement. Yes, it is looking like a... Yes, listen to me class, listen to me. Yes. Look, in both of these sentences, you must have seen there is no emotion involved in these statements. You see that the simple declarative sentence are these. कोई ये कह रहा है कि हमने मैच जीत लिया, कोई ये बता रहा है कि मैंने अपनी कार की कीज खो दी. दोनों ही सेंटेंसेस में कोई इमोशन नहीं है. लेकिन अगर मैं यहाँ लिख देती हूँ हुर्रे, और अगर मैं यहाँ लिख देती हूँ तो क्या ये सेंटेंस एक्सक्लेमेटरी हो जाएगा? हाँ. Okay, now mute yourself and listen to me. Okay, mute yourself. Mr. Verma, kindly mute yourself. Everyone please mute yourself and listen to me carefully. Swati Rawat, there is no need to open your camera. Okay, listen to me. So what I am saying, that if we add hurray word and a word in both of the sentence, you see that the pattern of the sentence gets changed. Why? Because in the first sentence, the earlier sentence, there was no emotion. It was looking like a simple statement. But right now it is looking like that somebody is telling about his or her emotion. In the second one, again you see that the word make this sentence emotionfully, full of emotion, in which you can understand that some person is making the grief, he is feeling the grief. So that means that exclamatory mark is very important, and exclamatory sentences are quite different from the declarative sentences. We will talk about later also. Okay, so next we are going to talk about the phrase. Okay, after studying this sentence, you must have understood about the pattern of the sentence. Now what is phrase? Phrase is a group of words that make sense but not complete sense is called a phrase. Look.
And your voice is not coming.
Hello? 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 Class, are you able to listen me? Class, are you able to listen me? So class, we were talking about the sentence. Now we will move further and the next stage of the sentence, in which we will talk about the phrase. Okay, so class, you have to listen it very carefully because phrase is the most important part. It will help you in the later chapter also. So please listen it very carefully. There is a very small and minute difference between a sentence and a phrase. But you should understand what is a sentence and what is a phrase. Look, in the general, listen to me. In the general language, we say that a group of words is also a phrase. It also has a group of words. Okay? Phrases also have a group of words, but that doesn't make sense. That make half sense. That make half sense. Half sense it means वो पूरी मीनिंग नहीं बताएगा आपको. क्या नहीं करेगा? आपको पूरी मीनिंग नहीं बताएगा, लेकिन थोड़ी बहुत मीनिंग बता देगा. अब थोड़ी बहुत मीनिंग कैसे होगा? जैसे I am writing with a pen. In this sentence you see that yes, we can complete the sentence without using this. Can we?
Yes, ma'am.
No, How?
Ma'am, because
Yes, it is just describing. It is, listen to me, this group of words is just describing this part. It is just describing this part. So this part is only, it can only stand itself if we talk about the meaning. So I am writing is a complete sense, has a complete sense, but we are adding with a pen. And this part is called phrase. This part is called phrase. But listen to me. If we have added this group of the word in this sentence, so you see that it also makes a sense. It means this is also a sentence. Okay, listen to me again. This part is a sentence, and if we add this one, this also makes sense. Okay, and it means that this one is also a sentence. तो ये वाले पार्ट को समझाने के लिए हमने ये वाला पार्ट लिखा है. समझ रहे हो ना आप लोग? ये वाले पार्ट को समझाने के लिए ये वाला पार्ट लिखा है, और ये वाला पार्ट जो है वो इसकी हेल्प कर रहा है. लेकिन ये पार्ट अकेले खड़ा रह सकता है, या इस पार्ट की अपनी एक मीनिंग है, लेकिन इस पार्ट की अपनी कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. मीनिंग तो है, लेकिन क्या ये सेंटेंस बना सकता है? इसका अर्थ पूरा हो गया नहीं। विद अ पेन मतलब कलम की मदद से। विद अ पेन का मतलब कलम की मदद से। अब कलम की मदद से क्या ये सेंटेंस बन रहा है? हिंदी में भी इसका मतलब कंप्लीट नहीं है। तो अगर ये हिंदी में भी कंप्लीट नहीं है, इसकी मीनिंग कंप्लीट नहीं हो रही है, तो इसका मतलब ये क्या है? फ्रेज है। क्या है बच्चों? फ्रेज है। अब जैसे मैं बोलूं, लेट मी गिव यू वन मोर एग्जांपल। आई मेट सुगंधा in the marriage ceremony. Look, if I have written this sentence, I met Sugandha in the marriage ceremony. If I say the sentence can be completed, I met Sugandha. Till Sugandha we can complete the sentence. But we have added this part to make or to help this part. Okay. So this group of word is assisting this group of word, which is completely stand itself. But this one cannot stand itself. That's why this part will be called phrase. This word will be called phrase. Class, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay. Class, do you have any doubt till now? Till now, do you have any doubt about the difference between sentence and phrase?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, can I move further about the parts of the sentence?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, let's talk about the parts of the sentence. In the parts of the sentence, we generally take it two parts. The first part is the subject, and the rest part of the sentence is called predicate. As I have told you earlier, like Ram goes to market. If we write this example, in this example you see this is the subject and the rest part of this sentence is called predicate. What is called a subject? Class, do you know what is a subject? Subject is a doer. Subject is a doer. Doer it means करने वाला. Doer का मतलब क्या होता है? Do माने करना और are का मतलब करने वाला. तो doer मतलब करने वाला. जैसे क्या होता है? टीच होता है. टीच मतलब क्या होता है? पढ़ाना. और ER लगा दे तो क्या बन जाता है? टीचर, पढ़ाने वाला. समझ गए? ऐसे ही बना है डूअर वर्ड. डू मतलब होता है करना और ER मतलब डूअर, करने वाला. तो वैसे ही यहाँ पर क्या हो गया आपका? राम जो है वो आपका डूअर है इस सेंटेंस में. तो जो आपका डूअर है उसके अलावा बाकी पार्ट आपका क्या कहलाएगा? प्रेडिकेट कहलाएगा. ठीक है? ओके. सो इतना समझ में आ गया. अब हम चलते हैं आगे. अब सब्जेक्ट एंड प्रेडिकेट में किसी को कोई दिक्कत, किसी को समझ ना आया हो? हाँ, लेकिन इसमें कुछ ऐसे पॉइंट्स हैं, कुछ ऐसे रूल्स हैं जिनको आपको जानना बहुत जरूरी है, ये पता करने के लिए कि कौन सा पार्ट सब्जेक्ट है और कौन सा पार्ट प्रेडिकेट है. जरूरी नहीं कि शुरुआत का पहला वर्ड सब्जेक्ट ही हो. आपको पूरा सेंटेंस पता करके उसे पढ़ के पता लगाना पड़ेगा कि आपका सब्जेक्ट का सेंटेंस में सब्जेक्ट क्या है और बाकी का पार्ट प्रेडिकेट कौन सा है. जैसे मैं एग्जांपल आपको देती हूँ. यहाँ सेंटेंस है, एक बुक, आपके बुक में एक सेंटेंस दिया हुआ है. इन दैट जंगल lived a lion. Okay. In this one, who is the subject?
Lion.
But it doesn't come at the first. No. उससे मतलब नहीं है।
Ma'am, the subject of a sentence usually comes before a predicate, but there are exceptions.
Yes, correct. There are all exceptions available. Okay, wait. Let me explain. Okay, listen to me. Let me explain. How we can claim that this is a subject. Look, in the whole sentence, you see how many nouns are there. Look, this is not a noun, this is not a noun, this is the noun and this is the noun. This is not a noun. So you see in the sentence, this is the noun, but this is the noun. But you see that in this word and this word, which is the most important? Yes. Why jungle is not important?
Ma'am, because the poet lived in jungle, ma'am.
No. Give me a proper reason. Let me give you the proper reason. In this sentence, we are not talking about the jungle. We are talking about the lion. That's why it is important. Did you understand? हाँ, अब देखो ध्यान से देखो, जैसे यहाँ पर मैंने तुम लोगों को अभी थोड़ी देर पहले बताया था कि राम goes to the, हाँ बिल्कुल सही बेटा। देखो अब इस सेंटेंस में ये भी नाउन है और ये भी नाउन है। ये नाउन है नहीं, ये नहीं है, ये भी नहीं है। जब ये दोनों नाउन है तो इन दोनों में से इम्पोर्टेंट नाउन कौन सा है? राम है। क्यों? क्योंकि बात किसके बारे में कर रहे हैं हम? राम के बारे में कर रहे हैं, मार्केट के बारे में थोड़ी कर रहे हैं। समझ गए? अब तो पता लगा लोगे ना कि सब्जेक्ट कौन सा है। हाँ, चाहे उसकी पोजीशन कोई भी हो, पोजीशन से कोई मतलब नहीं है। हमें पता होना चाहिए कि हमारा डूअर कौन सा है, हमारा काम करने वाला कौन सा है। ठीक है? अब जैसे देखो एक सेंटेंस ये भी है, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग। अब बताओ इसमें से आपका सब्जेक्ट कौन सा है?
Ma'am, you.
हाँ, अब देखो, listen to me, listen.
When we are who, we will get you.
Listen to me, mute yourself and listen to me. This word comes in the middle of the sentence. Even it will be a subject, because in this sentence we are talking about you. We are not talking about what. Look, let me tell you what is the difference between a subject and the non-subject. Look, यहाँ पर what जो है ये किसके लिए इस्तेमाल किया गया है? ये किसी ऐसी चीज के लिए इस्तेमाल किया गया है जो यहाँ पर नाउन के लिए पुट होगी। ठीक है, मतलब यहाँ पर इसका जब हम आंसर निकालेंगे तो वो भी कोई नाउन होगा या वो कोई काम होगा या कोई वो वर्ब होगा, है ना। तो यहाँ पर जो वर्ड है वो भी किसी तरीके का नाउन होगा, लेकिन फिर भी यहाँ पर जो वर्ड हमारा यूज किया गया है ये हमारा क्या है? ये प्रोनाउन है हमारा। क्या है ये हमारा? इंटरोगेटिव प्रोनाउन है। क्या है? हाँ, ये इंटरोगेटिव प्रोनाउन है, इसलिए हम इसे नाउन नहीं कह सकते। तो हमारा अकेला नाउन यहाँ पर, सॉरी नाउन कह रही हूँ, यहाँ पर हमारा अकेला सब्जेक्ट कौन सा है जो काम कर रहा है? वो यू है। हम नाउन नहीं कहेंगे। यू तो नाउन नहीं है, यू भी प्रोनाउन है, व्हाट भी प्रोनाउन है, लेकिन इन दोनों में से हम बात किसकी कर रहे हैं? हम यू की बात कर रहे हैं, इसलिए सब्जेक्ट यहाँ पर क्या आ गया? मिडिल में आ गया, और बाकी दोनों इससे क्या हो गए? हमारे प्रेडिकेट हो गए। क्लास, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके।
Yes, ma'am.
In some sentences, look, we have talked about the declarative sentence, we have talked about the interrogative sentence. Now we are moving to the imperative sentence. Imperative sentence, do you know imperative sentence? It means ordered sentence, in which we order something like go here, like go here. So class, do you understand where is the subject? Where is the subject? This is the subject or this is the subject? लो, अगर हम इसे ध्यान, नहीं मेरी बात सुनो, गो तुम्हारा वर्ब है, हियर तुम्हारा वो है, सॉरी एडवर्ब है, तो कैसे हो जाएगा, मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनो। यहाँ पर आपका जो सब्जेक्ट है, लिसन टू मी, यहाँ पर आपका जो सब्जेक्ट है वो क्या है, हिडन है। क्या है आपका सब्जेक्ट, हिडन है, मतलब यहाँ पे छुपा हुआ है, लेकिन हम उसका अर्थ जानते हैं। अगर मैं कहती हूँ यहाँ जाओ, यहाँ जाओ, इसका मतलब मैं क्या कह रही हूँ, तुम यहाँ जाओ। मैं क्या कह रही हूँ, तुम यहाँ जाओ। इट मीन्स आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट सम सब्जेक्ट, लेकिन सब्जेक्ट यहाँ पर क्या है, हिडन है। तो अगर आपसे कोई यहाँ पर सब्जेक्ट और प्रेडिकेट पूछेगा तो आप यहाँ पर सब्जेक्ट बताओगे क्या, यू, दैट इज हिडन, दैट इज हिडन। और यहाँ पर बाकी सारा हिस्सा क्या है, प्रेडिकेट है, बाकी सारा हिस्सा आपका प्रेडिकेट है। ठीक है क्लास, सो इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल स्टडी फर्दर अबाउट इट, and for today this much only. You have to complete exercise A and exercise A only. Only one exercise is there for your homework, so exercise A should be completed by you.
Okay. Page number 5. 40.